Gosh, Gavin was almost sprinting off the track, but this race is not a sprint. It is 20 laps. Valentino Rossi could claim the title today. 329th start in Grand Prix racing. So impressive. Your commentators then, Julian Ryder, and first Keith Ewan.
Look at that grid. Could it be any better? Pedrosa, Marquez, Rossi, Lorenzo, Crutchlow, Iannone. It's going to be an exciting turn one when them first six arrive at it. Bradley Smith, bit off colour this weekend so far. Back on down the grid further than he would have liked to. Scott Redding, middle of row 5. Hayden, his last Malaysian Grand Prix, of course. He may come back here as a World Superbike rider. Looking at Eugene Laverty there on row 7. Mike D'Amelio, West and Kudlin are in the lower order, as Hector Barbara. He's a silly old Hector, finds himself on the back of the grid picking up that penalty point after that warm-up shenanigans with Pole Espargaro. He's hurt Pole as well for that. That's a bit of a disaster.
Another record, Keith.
Another record indeed. 329 is it, starts now, and more than anybody else I think that has been out there. I think Loris Capirossi it was originally, wasn't it?
329th start we're about to see. Is the weather about to change?
Well, it's the time of year for a problem here. It's the time of day, I should say, for a problem here, because usually around this time it starts to thunder, and if that's happening nearby, we are just getting indications from down in pit lane there may be the odd bit of spit coming down from the sky. So Jorge Lorenzo has got it all to do, really. Let's stick with the championship.
Get to the plot,
11 points of it is. Valentino Rossi leads by 11 points from Jorge Lorenzo. Only those two men, teammates on Yamahas, can win this world title this year.
And Valentino Rossi could win it today. This is the first match ball.
But Yamaha have got Honda to play with. Honda really are going to be the flies in the ointment here, and you can see that sky is building some cloud at the moment as we look up at the helicopter as well. Surprisingly to me, Ducati have not come to play quite so much during qualifying and practice this week. I thought those fast old Dukes would be, the GP15 would be a bit of a match for both the Honda and the Yamahas, but really it's only Iannone that's the quickest of them, of course. They're back in 6th place after qualifying.
What will he do on the run down to turn 1?
Big doff of the hat for Cal Crutchlow, middle of the second row as well, really put in a great performance there. He's right up among the aliens this weekend. There is the confirmation of the 329 starts, a new record for Valentino Rossi.
Cal Crutchlow, new livery for this race.
Castrol Honda.
Yeah, looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, reminds us of
the old
many
days.
different, indeed. 88,000 people here, all of the seats sold around this racetrack in advance. It is the Malaysian Grand Prix. We are at Sepang, and it is hot. Something more like we would expect, 35, 36 degrees of air temperature, but that track temperature was up to something like 52 degrees earlier. Confirmation there then of the championship standings as we go into this race. Lynn Jarvis, managing director of Yamaha Racing, stands as pensive as ever as poleman comes to that pole position. As Danny Pedrosa, over a year since he's been on pole position.
Barcelona last year it was. He's got the samurai helmet on. He won with in Japan.
The tension is palpable, not just here but around the world. So many questions will be answered in the next 20 laps. How will the off-track controversy play out over the next 69 miles? It's sunny, it's steamy, it's Sepang, and this race could decide who will be champion of the world in 2015. We wait for them to come under starters' orders. It is Danny Pedrosa on pole, his teammate alongside him, Marc Marquez. Then the legend that is Valentino Rossi. Good start for Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo. They both get away, but Lorenzo on row 2 has got 3 men already in front of him, and then big Ducatis are going to mire the whole pitch for him as we get down to turn 1. They do. They get right in front of Lorenzo. Lorenzo's going a long way round, but he's just already made a mistake, got out too wide, and 2 Ducatis are among the front runners. That is a real problem there for Lorenzo. If he falls down, he might give away this World Championship to Valentino Rossi. We're at turn 3.
Pole Espargaro right behind him, both Iannone and Dovizioso in front of Lorenzo. He's attacking though.
There he goes, straight through. Lorenzo knows that he can't hang about. Those Ducatis haven't been brilliant in some of the turns this weekend. It's not quite as quick as we might have expected, but in a straight line, the Ducatis are certainly going to get in the way of everything else out there.